Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, it's your boy Mad Skills. How y'all doing? All right, what's up? Name's Willie Jefferson. I write about video games for the Houston Chronicle, video game blog, Houston Gamer. Houston Chronicle is the biggest newspaper in Texas, one of the biggest in the United States. So, if you were tuned in earlier, you saw that I did get this in the mail from Disney. And it is Dumbo's 70th anniversary. It's out of the vault, y'all. So, but yeah, what I did was I entered like a grip of Disney codes, had, tons of stuff. Love getting Blu-rays, so I entered those, and that's all good. Alright, so, subject, let me be clear. And what I want to do is, I want to be very clear as far as the state of video games with the Xbox One's apparent failure, and also the awesome success of the PlayStation 4. And basically what I want to say is, as a person that's connected as far as the video game world, like I said, I've been writing about video games for at least 8 years. I've been a video gamer since the 80s, but I've been a journalist for over 18 years. But what I want to say is, look, you got to look past the hype, and you need to see video games for what they are. They're games, they're entertainment. And when you start hearing different numbers, like, oh, there's 5.4 million PS4 sold, there are 3.9 million, Xbox One sold, what you have to take into consideration is a lot of different things. First of all, you got to ask yourself where are these numbers coming from. Now, Sony, what they have tended to do in the past, especially with the PlayStation 3, what they'll do is they'll report the numbers sold, but actually that is sold to retailers. And they never ever report how many of these devices are still sitting on the shelves, how many have been sold to customers. If they do say sold through to customers, then that's pretty much yes, okay, that's not shipped. But that's the thing, like you have to read the fine print to see where exactly these people are coming from. Also with Microsoft, with what they're saying as far as like with the Xboxes and everything, you still, like I said, once again have to read the fine print. M4d, they are a tracking service here in the United States and North America. The thing is, they stopped releasing numbers a few years ago as far as like software sold, and what they'll do is they'll just rank them. Okay, this is the top selling software, this and that, blah blah blah. You have to rely on the companies for that. Now there is a site that's called VG Charts. I was actually a member of the site, and I actually left just because it was extremely biased towards Sony. And I was like, look, you know what? I just want to be part of a site that's going to tell the truth. I don't have a horse in this race. It doesn't matter to me if the Xbox One succeeds, if it fails. It doesn't matter if the PlayStation 4 succeeds or fails, or even the Wii U succeeds or fails. Here's the thing, I'm a gamer. And each and every one of us that are gamers, what we want to do is we want to play video games. We could really be, we could really care less about the financial part of it. That is Sony in the red or they in the black, Microsoft in the red or in the black. It doesn't matter, because in the end, it's going to be all about games. And it's funny because these people, I've seen several different sites, especially these contributors, and that's another thing, contributors. They're actually not employees, they're just people that help out on blogs, like for instance with MotleyFool at Fool.com. And Yahoo loves to get clicks. What they'll do is they will put just absolutely horrible news about, some days it's about PlayStation 4, which I've rarely seen, but most days it's about the Xbox One. And here's the deal. It gets clicks, so they'll put it out there, people read it, they'll believe it. They won't do any independent research, and that's one thing about me. Being a journalist, that's my background, I'm skeptical about everything I hear. For the longest, if someone said they love me, I was always kind of like trying to fact check it and stuff. But that's the nature of the business, that's the nature of the beast. The thing is, if you just tune in to one particular source, Yahoo and these shills That's exactly what they are, alright? Plants, propaganda artists will have you believe that that Microsoft, they're about to die, that the Xbox One is just getting completely owned by the PlayStation 4, that, you can go all around different retailers and you will see tons of them on the shelves, and you won't see any PlayStation 4s, and that, you know what, the PlayStation 4 is sweetness and light. Look how fantastic the graphics look. All that is just malarkey. Seriously. I mean, it's straight shenanigans. Who cares? We're gamers. We want to play the game. And honestly, unless you're balling out of control, you can buy a PlayStation 4, you can buy an Xbox One, and then compare them side by side, have two LEDs, or 4K televisions, and be able to see very minute differences. Ultimately, who cares? Seriously. And, it's funny because I'm like, okay, here you can spend time bashing on one particular system, and I'm like, how come you're not playing your system? Seriously. So, in the end, does Microsoft need to do a price cut? Absolutely not. Should they sell a SKU that doesn't have a Kinect? Yes. Honestly, when I made a prediction, and I was at E3 last year, and I was talking to Michael Patcher. How you doing, Mike? What's up? What's cracking? And we were at the Sony PS4 reveal, and we were talking, and he was like, what he said was, with Microsoft, they should go with the $399 for the new Xbox. And I was like, I totally agree. Release it without the SKU. Now, lastly, is Microsoft losing money? No, they're not. They're actually making money. And here's the thing. Don't rely on bulletin boards. Don't rely on chats or anything like that. Look, you follow the money trail. You look at the financials and look at the state of the companies. And then that's when you'll see just how these people, if they're making money, if they're not, how that's going to affect your gaming experience. For instance, with Sony, they've been, just hemorrhaging money in their television division. As a matter of fact, they're trying to sell their, the VO? Okay, their computer line, they're trying to spin that off. And then if you look at Microsoft, they're making loot. Now, their software is not doing so hot, but everything else is doing halfway decent. So, honestly, in the end, unless you've majored in financials and understand how everything works, and you're just trolling on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, honestly, it makes you look like an immature brat trying to validate your $399 purchase, and that you could take that information and go to Starbucks with $5 and get a venti, latte. Seriously, no one cares. And it really just cheapens the experience, because I'm like, you know what? You're sitting up there talking about, how awesome this is, how awesome the Xbox One is, how awesome the PlayStation 4. Why don't you just play games? I'm serious. Just game. That's what it is. The real winner, is us. Gamers. And honestly, if you think about it, there's no clear winner right now. The system's just released. I could see if it was this huge margin, 10 million sold to like 1 million, but it's not. It's really close. And they're not, neither system is released in each and every territory. And we don't know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. In the end, you can tell your mama, you can tell your grandma, oh yeah, look how good the PlayStation 4 is doing. And they're going to look at you, like you got bubonic. And lastly, alright, let's talk about reliability, okay? Because I got like the 57th PlayStation 4 that was made. Alright, the one that's got madskillzdotcom engraved on it. I also have a pre-release version of the Xbox One. And I haven't had many problems with either. With the Xbox One, sometimes the Blu-ray wouldn't operate correctly. I'd put it in there, or also it would lose signal because I'm running my WD TV live through it, because I'm able to watch movies on my hard drive through it, which is really rad. But other than that, no, I haven't had any issues. And then a few times before release, it would automatically update, and then it would take a really long time and I'd have to reboot. But ever since its launch, no, I haven't had any issues whatsoever. Great machine. Now, you want to hear something crazy? And of course, the PlayStation fanboys, you know, these shills are going to be like, oh, he's lying. He's not telling the truth. Okay? Well, skip y'all. Here's the deal. With the PlayStation 4, I've noticed this actually quite a few times. I have Thief. I downloaded Thief. Actually, I downloaded it before release, and also I played the Lego movie on it. Both times, I'd play probably like maybe 10-15 minutes, and it would just lock up, and I'd have to reboot it. And I know as far as Thief, I played 8 hours on the game, and I was like, really? There was a couple segments where I had to reboot it. It would just stop, and I'm like, okay, now I play both systems equally, and it's like 3-4 games I have to reboot on the PlayStation 4 versus, you know, the new Xbox, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Something. You know, like Keith Sweat says, something just ain't right. And so I'm like, hey, you know what? Neither system's perfect. Neither one is sweetness and light. Okay. And look, instead of just complaining about the other system, why don't you just play yours? And hey, you know, I mean, unless it's news, like, hey, these things are blowing up, you know, they're cooking muffins and stuff. But really, who cares? Seriously. And just quit being a fanboy and just enjoy your games. Unless that's all you are, is just a fanboy. You want to pay $500 so you control on one system and say, oh, the PlayStation 4 sucks, or oh, the new Xbox sucks. I'm like, really, dude? Really? Seriously? Alright, anyway, it's your boy Skill, so you know you can find me, all the information right there. And seriously, the theme of this message is, look, just game. Just game. No, Microsoft is not losing a ton of money. No, the new Xbox is not a failure. No, the PlayStation 4 is not sweetness and light. Okay? They are what they are. They're game consoles. They're for our entertainment, alright? And seriously, you want to lose respect with a whole lot of people, keep harping on how awesome your system is. And seriously, I mean, come on. Who cares? You spent $500. I mean, that's rent. Okay? That's a car payment. That's like insurance and a power bill. And you're talking about, oh, okay, I got like Call of Duty. I got this. Who cares? And honestly, just like honestly, people that I meet all over the place are like, dude, I saw your video, what you were saying as far as the new Xbox, the PlayStation 4, and I'm with you. That old school, the PlayStation 3, the 360, even the Wii U, you know, are the way to go right now. So, anyway, it's your boy Skills. You know, you can find all information. Ad should be right there. Boom, click below the ad. You're good to go. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.